So I have two. I have one list. I went ahead and did 10 just because you were like, 5 is so hard. So I have a top 10 list.
Well, why don't you put the back half in your honorable mentions, and let's do that after the top 5. You know what I'm saying? So that way you don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have
I'm
10.
just saying.
Hang on. No, I don't think I can just whip 5 more together. Hang on. Please hold.
John is struggling today. That's good news for me. I came prepared. He did not. I understood the assignment.
No, the assignment was top 5.
I texted and said I can do 10. You never replied.
I did not. That doesn't mean we're going to put a pop quiz on top of the test.
Why not?
Okay.
And I want to throw out there, I have horror and I have non-traditional Christmas movies. And traditional.
I'm not going to spoil it. Because if I say that, it'll spoil it. But okay, I can do this. I think. God, this is gonna hurt my feelings, dude. Okay, I'm ready. You go first.
You're
on
ready?
10. What's your number 10?
Number 10. And I want you all to know, all 3 of you who are going to view this video, this list does not mean that I like any one less than the other. It's just how I happen to think of them in order, except for the top 3 spots. Those are my all-time 3 favorites. The rest, I have to watch them seasonally almost.
No, you have to die on a hill. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep.
No, I don't. Okay, so number 10, Scrooged. Scrooged. It is a great Christmas movie. It is perfect. Bill Murray. Even the makeup effects for the time look good today on screen. There's some things that are a little bit odd because the time, but it's a good-looking movie. It's a fun comedy. Some of the stuff that is said in the film could not be said or done today because our climate has changed. Still, fun movie.
I want to see her nipples.
See? That kind of thing.
We can't get the ears to stay on the mouth. Have you tried staples? I may have just watched that movie. I love that movie.
I haven't watched it. Yet this season. It's coming. I've watched almost all of these this season. Almost.
God dang. Yeah, it gets better with every watch. It's one of the classics. I'm gonna go with my number 10 being Elf. I remember seeing this in high school, and I was not a big fan of Will Ferrell at the time. And once again, this is a movie where every single time I watch it, I fall in love with it even more. Brittany ruined it for me though, because we just watched it not too long ago. The foster dad, he pauses every time, like he's got dementia or something, and he like pauses and stumbles over his words like 3 times a sentence. And once you see it, and I'm sorry for anybody that this ruins it, but God, does it really it's frustrating. But I really have grown to love that movie, and it gave me a little bit of a love for Will Ferrell, even though I do think when he's a serious actor, he's a much better actor than when he's just being Saturday Night Live. But anyway.
That's fair. That's a good mention. Sadly, Elf didn't make my list. It was considered to be number 10, to be honest. But yeah, that's a really good mention. Really solid movie. Do I own that? Now I want to watch that. Yes, I own it. Okay. Now I need to watch that. So number 9. We actually covered this last Christmas. Die Hard. I don't care. It happens over Christmas. It's a non-traditional Christmas movie. It's gonna make my list. It was a childhood favorite movie for any season, but now as I've grown older, it fits a little bit better into Christmas than when I was a kid. So Yeah, number 9 is Die Hard for me.
Alright. My number 9 will probably be Best Friends, or Just Friends, excuse me, Just Friends with Ryan
Just
Reynolds and
Friends.
God dang it, I can't remember her name, but this is right when Ryan Reynolds, well, he was still doing the Ryan Reynolds thing, but it wasn't beat you over the head with it in every single movie. I just
Yeah.
watched Red State or whatever it was, his new one with The Rock, and he's good. It's just it's kind of played out. Like we get it, and we love Ryan Reynolds for it, but once you've done Deadpool and you've set the bar, and that's like special for Deadpool, it was kind of time to move on from that tone of humor for every other movie. I love Ryan Reynolds. I'm not trying to bash him. I really, really love that movie. The dynamic with him and his brother and his mother and his girlfriend and what's her name from Scary Movie? Oh, I'm blanking today. It's right there. It's right
I can't
there.
think of her name.
Nope, it's not there. But anyway, I love Just Friends. It's one of the best underappreciated comedies of the last 20 years, probably.
I have to say that I haven't seen that in quite a few years. I remember thinking it was kind of funny when I saw it, but that was about it. For me, that Ryan Reynolds does play the same guy over and over again, and everybody, like you, seems to attribute it to that Deadpool-esque, and that's kind of the bar. For me, honestly, that happened with Blade Trinity. Like, I
Right.
think his character in Blade Trinity was like peak Reynolds. God, I love that movie. I don't even care. No shame.
Anna Faris. I finally remembered it. Yeah.
That is right, Anna Faris.
It's got the two good songs, like the Forgiveness is More Than Saying Sorry. That's the one she's always trying to sing. And then When Jamie Smiles, It Takes Me Miles from the guy from Rollerball, which nobody knows that. But American Pie, the guy who played Ozzy.
Dude, I know Rollerball, the remake, and somewhat the original a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen both. I like them. I like them, and nobody talks about them, but I like them. But anyway, I love Just Friends. If you haven't seen it, you got to go out there. We didn't spoil anything at all. It's phenomenal. Go watch it.
So that was number 9, right?
That was
Yes.
number 9.
All right. 8. This one was kind of hard for me to put here, but it's really not that great of a Christmas movie, but it is a staple for me, and that's Jingle All the Way. Arnold being my favorite actor, of course, his Christmas movie is going to make the list. It's a fun story. I watched it this year. I hadn't seen it in a couple of years, and I don't know. It was better when it came out than it is today. I have to say that, but I still thoroughly enjoy it.
I don't know, man. For me, it just gets
yeah.
better. It's like Arnold at his like peak comedy. I don't know. And I think it's the other guy too. The guy from Saturday Night Live. I'm blanking today on names, but the guy from Saturday Night Live. I believe that was one of his last movies because his wife ended up killing him and his kid, unfortunately. But did you not know that? Yeah, the guy. Oh, put that cookie down. What's the guy's name? What's the neighbor's name? Oh,
Tom
anyway.
Arnold?
No, it's not Tom Arnold. No, it's not Tom Arnold. That's from True Lies. The guy who plays the neighbor in Jingle All the Way. He's from Saturday Night Live. I cannot remember his name, and I can't remember his name in the freaking movie either. Howard was Arnold's name. Anyway, the neighbor with the son that's hitting on his wife.
I did not know that story. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas spirit. So 8
right.
is dead.
Cool. Yeah, dude's dead. Yeah, I think I know he died for sure from his wife, and I think his wife killed his kids also. But anyway, moving on to happier things. Sinbad is also awesome in that movie. God, Sinbad's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
Blank Check. Wasn't that Blank Check?
No.
Was Sinbad and the kid?
No, that's First Kid.
First Kid, yeah.
That's a good one. And
yeah, I used to watch those a lot.
Have you ever seen Cherokee Kid with Sinbad?
Oh my.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's a Western, and it's so funny. I haven't seen anybody talk about it. I've never seen it on DVD. I'm going to just buy it because it's that good. Really, really funny.
Um, that makes me think. I don't know why, but whenever I think of Sinbad, I go back down those like kid movies, like not little kid, but like 7 to 12-year-old movies, and it takes me to like Dunstan Checks In, and I'm like, oh, that was a fun movie.
Oh, wait, but he wasn't in that.
Mm-mm. No, it was just like that era of movies where he was popping up in kids' movies. I don't
Right,
know.
right.
They all kind of have that same type of humor and almost lighting and comedy, and they kind of run together. But I enjoyed them when I was a kid.
Yeah. I first saw Sinbad in A Different World. Really good spin-off of the Cosbys in the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of fun. If you haven't watched A Different World, I believe it's on Amazon is where I last watched. Amazon or Hulu. It's A Different World. So good. But okay, so that was number 8. My number
Yep.
8, I'm probably just going to put this here. I'm going to put Jingle All the Way at 8 as well. I think I'm going to have to put it there because the next there's nowhere else to
Yeah.
put it. This is where it's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. It, like I said, it's not like greatness, but it's not awful. It deserves to be on the list, but its placement is lower.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that fits in really well. I mean, yeah, we can just go on to number 7. That's you.
Number 7. This one's a classic, and it is a favorite because my mom watched these all the time during the Christmas season. They were playing in the background like nonstop, and that's Frosty the Snowman. I don't care. It makes me think of Christmas, makes me think of home. I enjoyed it. I want to say Frosty was always the first one that got played in my house, I think. Maybe. But yeah, Frosty.
Nice. Going with the classic. I like it.
Yep.
I've got to put my next one. I'm gonna put my next one as my number 7 is Die Hard. I mean, it's a non-traditional, but you can watch it year-round, but it feels right around Christmas, even though it doesn't.
Yeah.
Let's go to Halloween for like 2 seconds. It talks about Halloween 1 and H2O. Everybody's like, oh, it doesn't feel like Halloween. Well, Die Hard doesn't feel like Christmas, but everybody says Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so get over it. It's still the spirit. It's the music in the background. It's the, parties and everything else happening. So, yeah, I Die Hard,
Yes.
I mean, it's probably on everybody's top 10 if you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie,
yeah.
which I'd say 90% of people do.
Yeah. No, I can see it. Yeah, that's why it's on mine too. Yeah, so that was 7. 6 for me is going to be another non-traditional Christmas movie. That's Batman Returns. Tis the season, tis the time, has a lot to do with Santa, and that I don't care. It's going on my Christmas list. A huge Batman fan. It's getting there. So yeah, number 6, Batman Returns.
Number 6 is Batman Returns.
Yours is?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's 2 that we've had at the same ranking.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, Batman Returns, as I've said before, is probably the first theater experience I completely remember. And Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. We did the commentary for it. We love it. Yeah, it's a good spot. It's very non-traditional, but what a weird movie. Yeah. Let's see. Going up here, I missed Kevin's first one, Long Kiss Goodnight. I've never seen Long Kiss Goodnight. I don't even think
I
I
haven't
own
either.
it. I'm on it now, though. Hold on, I'm actually gonna write that down. Hang on, because there's so many movies out there that you think like, oh, I gotta watch this classic. But sometimes you need that inspiration to go back and watch some of these. But Jeffrey, we got Batman could be a Christmas movie as well. The original Batman. I don't remember anything in the original Batman, but if you're talking about Batman Returns, Jeffrey, absolutely, yeah, that's our number 6. Oh no, keep reading, John. Long. Nope. God, I hate it when it updates on me.
Reindeer
Yep, he
Games
was
with Ben
born on Christmas
Affleck.
Day.
You never saw
Yeah,
it? You never saw it? Man, okay, Reindeer Games.
Bari.
John and I were actually just talking about this. It is a stupid good movie. Like,
Oh,
it shouldn't be as good as it is, but I haven't seen it in years. And honestly, if I stumble across it on DVD, I'm gonna have to pick it up. Um, I used to have the good old recorded from HBO version of it on VHS somewhere, and that was a long time ago. But yeah, no, I love that.
yeah, Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. Yep, yep. It's on my list, and everybody that I've ever heard talk about it really likes it. Yeah, Reindeer Games though. Dude, when we were kids, when I was a kid playing with my friends, we play the bejeezers out of 64 and Super Nintendo, and even up to probably
Mhm.
PlayStation, whatever else was out. But once when we watched Reindeer Games, like every time we would own somebody or kill somebody, like the tagline would be, "I've had better sex in prison." And like no matter what, how mad you were that you lost a game or anything else like that, when somebody says I've had better sex in prison, everybody just lost it. It was so funny. That's like the meanest comment in a movie I'd ever seen up to that point. So, so
Yeah,
good. So
yeah,
good.
no, that's good.
So number five,
So
since our number six was the same.
number 5 for me, Silent Night 2012. I love that movie. Goofy slasher, remake, reimagining, blood, guts, gore, cool looking killer, goofy storyline. Malcolm McDowell has the best entry music every time he's on screen. It's quirky, it's goofy, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a great Christmas horror film. And that's why it gets number 5 on my list.
It really is. Yeah, this is something that I want to do for moods for movies is yeah, like going into this movie, how you should be feeling, what you need to be in for. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need a buddy to watch a movie with to have some fun with it because sometimes it's just not as fun if you're by yourself. But that movie with you was awesome. Like I really like that movie. I mean, it knows what it is and it's not trying to be the next Shining or anything crazy. It's there to have fun and give you what you want in a horror movie with some shtick. I
Yeah.
really do like that movie. I saw it on DVD at Walmart not too long ago. I think it was only like $8 or $10. I almost picked it up, but I wanted the Blu-ray because the Blu-ray I saw online was about the same. Once again, I've got to go. Now that you've said that, I've got to go and I've got to buy that. I've just got to own it. Not that I literally today haven't bought probably run somewhere in the realm of 50 Blu-rays off eBay, off of last minute. Oh, let's just see what Blu-ray lots are finishing soon. Oh, I'll buy that. Yeah, it's bad. Don't tell my wife. So my number 5 would be The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Where are you? I think he's up there, isn't he? Nope, I must have left him over there. Is he up there?
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. Yep.
Saw that in theaters with my mom. I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan. I mean, it took what this movie did, took the book and expanded it. It's a lot of fun. It just gets better every time I watch it. There was a time when my wife and I were first married that we would stick that DVD in and we would both be passed out before Anthony Hopkins got done talking at the beginning monologue. Like for some reason that movie just soothes me. It makes me happy. It's a good pass out movie. I don't know what. I freaking love The Grinch with Jim Carrey. So that's my number 5.
That's a solid pick. Solid, super solid pick. Number 4 for me, another classic. Again, my mom played it, my grandparents played it, and it was probably the most popular with me growing up, and that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Classic. It gets play in my house almost every Christmas, if not every Christmas. I don't think it has yet this year. That'll probably change soon, but yeah, it takes me back to being a little kid, man. I absolutely thoroughly enjoy having that play during the holiday season.
Yeah, I like it. Going with another classic. I love it. My grandmother had those on repeat, and which I don't remember. Cable must have been having them on repeat because I don't know if she owned them or not, but God, they just always seem to be playing every year. But yeah, solid pick there. Let's see. My number 4 is Scrooged. Gets better every time I watch it. I love the dark humor. I love the horror vibe that it has. The acting by Bill Murray, in my opinion, might be his best acting. Like the range is all over the place. It's serious, it's comedy, it's breakdown, it's running for your life, it's a love story. He's horrible, but he's relatable. Like, I mean, the endless quotes I know from that movie when he's just going through the Christmas list. He's like towel, towel, VCR, towel, towel. You know, he says VHS player or something like that. I love that movie so much, and it's something where I watched it as a kid and I didn't get it, but the older I get, the more I really appreciate the humor that it's going for.
Yeah, that is a solid mention. I had it on my list a little bit lower, but yeah, it deserves to be in a top 10 in my opinion. No matter what. Number 3, and this one's playing on Christmas horror again, is Christmas Evil. I love this movie. It is also under the title It's also under the title You Better Watch Out. It depends on which edition you get, but either way, it's the same cut. It was on YouTube for forever. I don't know if it's been taken down because somebody finally bought the rights to it or what. It is... Oh, it's just a weird movie. And I actually found it back in like 2012, 2013, when I watched Dr. Wolfula's first video that he released. And he talked about this movie. And I was like, that seems really, really strange. And then the next video down was the movie. So I watched it. And... oh man, I love it. So it's the release is Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, it is.
Good call, Kevin.
But it is a weird movie with a kooky end. And I just learned the other day the dude who plays the evil Santa in this, or main character, is Fiona Apple's dad.
Oh wow, that's weird and random.
Yeah. Right? I was like, huh? Who knew? So yeah, my number 3, Christmas Evil. Love that movie.
Was it 1980? I want to say that goes way back.
1980. Yep.
Yeah, that's on my list to watch. That Vinegar Syndrome. That's I think that's kind of pricey because I tried to price out a few of them that I haven't seen. Some of the Christmas horror classics, and they seem to a lot of them be up there.
So this one I bought a few years ago. And it was on an Amazon sale for $16.99. That was its sale price. DVD and Blu-ray.
Caleb, real fast before I forget, just because I'm curious now, because we're talking about that. What for you? I mean, we love a lot of weird movies, and we love a lot of the generic movies we grew up with. For you, what's the max you're willing to pay on a movie where, I don't know, it might be rare, you might not get another chance at it, or you just gotta have it? Like, where's your, like for one title, like where's your comfort zone?
My comfort zone, I would say, is usually around $25, give or take. Now that depends. Like I did go ahead and shell out for Halloween 5, the $30 whatever dollars for the 4K and the special cover and all that. But for one title, I would say 25. It would take a little bit of talking me into it to do any more than that. I mean, you've seen me struggle. We've had this conversation where I'm like, man, I already own it on this cut, or I don't know. There's so many other movies I want to get that are a lot cheaper. And I have passed on quite a few because of price. God, I can't remember the name of one of them. I posted it a while ago, but this kills me. It's got the guy who plays the Crow in the third Crow movie, Eric Mabius. And he's like this satanic cult thing in a high school. It's a really weird movie. The only one available on eBay was like $300.
Whoa!
Because it's out of print and super rare. And oddly enough, it got a cult following in like the early 2010s, which it was like a made for TV type thing. So I don't know. I haven't been able to find it for cheap. And I cannot pay that. Mm-mm.
It's super weird, man. Like there's movies I really love that I won't pay top dollar, but I noticed that all of a sudden like quirky movies, I don't know, it's weird. Like I'll buy a movie like I bought Overlord on 4K for like $8, but I won't buy Waterworld, which I've seen and I love, and it's got all the extended cuts and everything else for 15. And there's like other things that are the same price, but for some reason, some of them I pull the trigger like that, and others I hold back. I have no clue. I can't narrow it down. My comfort zone
Dude.
is really getting my comfort zone is really getting to be about 12 and under, to be honest with you, because the only reason I bought the 4K Blu-rays, or excuse me, 4K UHD Blu-ray Halloween 1 and 2 is because they came with the posters, and I know that later on I'll be able to sell those posters and make that money. But anyway, sorry, we got off topic. I just was curious real fast, just because some of those movies, like the one you have, I know that Christmas Evil's got to be up there. It's got to be pretty expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have my phone right here, but
on average, I will spend $5 to $12 on a movie and don't go above that, unless I'm putting it on like a Christmas list or a birthday wish list or something like that. Or if I make a sale of a mask, I might be like, okay, I'm gonna get this cut of that movie that I really, really want. And I mean, I've gotten a few films that way where I'm like, okay, I made a profit. I can turn that profit for something that's like for me, you know. But yeah, usually what I spend $5 to $12.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at too. But so that was your number 3, Christmas Evil.
Number 3 was Christmas Evil.
God dang, that thing really jumped up there. Yep. Wait, I did. Wait, am I behind one? Because I did Grinch and then I did Scrooged. You know, this is tough because some of these movies could really bump up. I mean, really could bump up. I don't know. Okay, so for number 3, I'm gonna go Christmas Story. And I think that more has to do with like tradition growing up. You know, the whole family sat there and watched it 5 times. Dad must have had like 3 pots of coffee. You know, I don't know. It just was always playing all day, every day. Even to this day, it still just plays all day, every day. And it's you know, it's comfort food basically, right? I don't know. And it's a great movie, obviously. Yeah, it's so weird that we were just talking about Black Christmas, obviously 2006, but the original 1974 is by Bob Clark, who also did A Christmas Story. So to do the original Black Christmas and then to do A Christmas Story is crazy to me. It blows my mind, the range of like, it's like Richard Donner and all the different things he can do. Like, you know, and some people like those guys, you can't even tell their style. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you're watching a John Carpenter movie. You know when you're watching a Spielberg movie. Some of these guys, they can just do anything and everything, and I feel like they're very underappreciated, the Richard Donners and the Bob Clarks and things like that. But anyway, Christmas Story, my number 3. But I will say, though, it's hard because I would say that I might like Scrooge more when I watch it, but I have more emotional attachment to A Christmas Story, maybe. I don't know. So they could flip, but...
Yeah, that's fair. My next 2 flip-flop a lot. I honestly gave them this because they're both sentimental picks in a way. You know, grew up with them, watched them a lot. I got a lot of memories tied to them. So number 2 for me is going to be Home Alone. I couldn't tell you the first time I saw the movie. But I can tell you I have watched that movie so many times. I've watched it with both sets of grandparents, parents, alone, with friends. Like, it's a staple. I think I might even accidentally have 2 copies of it up here. Yeah, it absolutely number 2. Yeah.
Okay, so Scrooge is my number 2, and I'm moving Home Alone to 4. Okay, I'm flipping them. Scrooge is my number 2, and Home Alone is my number 4. That's it. That's my final answer. No.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You and I do have some varying tastes, but we do have a lot of things in common. Home Alone was a staple to both of us. Scrooged being a staple to both of us. Batman Returns and we have a lot of movies that are very, very similar. That, I mean, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but anyway, Scrooge is my number 2. Home Alone is great. Home Alone got bumped. But yeah, Home Alone's great. I mean, everything in that movie is fantastic. John Candy, a couple years before he would pass away, rest in peace, was one of my favorite comedians. It was John Candy was my number 1, and then Jim Carrey hit the scene. Obviously, he was around, but it wasn't until Dumb and Dumber and Batman Forever where I really knew Jim Carrey, and that kind of took as my number 1. But yeah, I just love. I mean, John Hughes, right? I mean, you can't go wrong at all. Like, the music's great. It's shot well. Bad guys are awesome. I mean, Kevin McAllister makes you feel like, as a kid when you were watching it, I could do that. Yeah, that would totally be me. I could handle myself. Like, and the movie, the sound design.
Pesci.
Oh my God, man. Well, the sound design also in the movie is huge because, like, when you listen to Marv when he has his shoes off and he hits the glass ornaments, you can feel that because all that crunch, and you just feel it. It's the same thing when you hear the nail or you don't hear the nail, because it kind of goes real quiet and it's a slow suspense because it's a cut away from the music. The movie is shot. I mean, everything about that movie is a 10. Everything about that movie is a 10. It's just so good.
Yeah.
But it's my number 4.
Yeah.
What is your number 1?
So that's John's number 2 and 4. My number 1 was actually lower on his list, and it's a movie I saw when it came out in theaters. My grandmother took me to buy a VHS copy at Kmart on Christmas Eve, on Black Friday morning. She wanted to make sure I had it for that Christmas season. We watched it over and over again, and that is the 2000 How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. The humor in it is golden. It's a calming movie. It really feels like Christmas. Like, it brings out that it's a staple of, like, the 2000s. It's perfect for the generation that I am. Honestly, I think at the moment it's getting number 1 because I have such sentimental feelings towards that movie at this very moment. Very well, in 20 minutes I could do this with Home Alone and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but right now,
Home Alone,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a great movie. I covet that movie so much that I can always watch the original. Like, that's not a problem, but the remake, like, I watched some of it in the background with my nephews maybe last year, year before last. It's okay. Really had no investment in it. I think Cumberbatch was the voice for the Grinch. I could care less. I was like, I have that great movie and I have that great movie, and that's all I really need. And I feel bad because I need to give that movie its own due, but you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just so sentimental, it's hard to go past it. But no, that's a good number 1, definitely. God, it just gives you everything. It gives you everything. My number 1 is Christmas Vacation, which I didn't put up there, which I meant to. My dad, growing up, was Clark. Like, if he tried to do anything outside his wheelhouse, it just failed. Like, we never went on vacations because it was just too much of a hassle, because me and my brother would kill each other. I mean, my dad even looks like Clark. It's just crazy. The throwback to Jason and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, maybe, with Clark and the mask. You got the neighbors that are only in this movie, and they're so good, Todd and Margot. You got, like, they go all the way out to get the family Christmas tree, and he's like, Dad, did we bring a saw? Like, and then just so many good, like, hey kids, look at deer, and they flip them off, and the guys are like riding them off the road. they got the lady at the checkout or at the lingerie section or whatever, or maybe she was whatever she was selling. I don't remember, but Clark was trying to buy it, whatever it was. Just everything. Eddie is the best in all vacation movies. Eddie's the best in that movie. I mean, it's just magical. I mean, I can go on forever. The cast was probably the best out of all the vacation movies. It's so good. Even the intro, the cartoon intro, for whatever reason, I just love it. It just gets me in the mood for Christmas. I don't know. Every year, it's my go-to Christmas movie. More and more Scrooged is really working its way up there to where I'm like, I have to watch it. I have to. Like some of these have sentimental value, where Scrooge is really starting to pick up momentum. Christmas Vacation has always been probably my number one. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, do you have any honorable mentions that just couldn't quite make your list?
Well, I made my top 10. I didn't go much past that. God. There's a lot. Dead End, another Christmas-themed horror movie. Doesn't really feel Christmassy, but they do talk about Christmas quite a bit. Bad Santa, yes, that's a solid one.
That movie, every time, I don't care how many times I've seen it, it shocks me. Every time I watch Bad Santa, it's like watching Step Brothers, when like that level of comedy always makes me laugh. I don't care how dumb it is or how crude or whatever it is. Every time. And Bad Santa's a lot. Like, that's a movie where you've got to be in the right mood. Like you gotta have a bad Christmas experience almost to just yearn for that movie. Ugh.
And The Shining, but I feel like Christmas is this big to that movie. So I don't know.
The Shining, I don't think The Shining, there's not really, I can't think of a single thing in there. I think it takes place over Christmas, but there's no, I don't remember even Christmas decorations.
Exactly. No, exactly. So it's taking place over winter, so you know that Christmas was in there somewhere, and I always made it like, oh, it must be now that there's snow and ice, and my brain was always like, the ending is Christmas. So that's a me thing. So, yeah.
No, I could see that. Like, sometimes I think that, like, Misery is a Christmas movie because it's, like, Annie is very, like, in the beginning, she's very warm and, like, you know, helpful, and, like, the house, there's fire and stuff like that, and it's cold outside, and, you know, I always feel like that's a Christmas movie. But, yeah, Mask of the Phantasm reminds me of Christmas just because the trailer and the VHS. Yeah, Mask of the Phantasm, yes, and I also, Mr. Freeze also makes me feel that, unless, yeah. End of Days. I'm so confused right now, though. Is End of Days
honorable mention for Christmas?
Oh yeah. Obviously, because it's New Year's. Yeah, it's a post Christmas for the most part, right? Barely. I mean, obviously post. There's not a whole lot of time between Christmas and New Year's, but can you think of any other true non-traditionals? I mean, there's so many like little blinks and you have it, but
Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah. Obviously. Richard Donner shout out.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot. P2 happens over Christmas.
See that? I feel like I've had that movie in my hand like 3 times, and for whatever reason, I didn't pick it up. Probably because of the stupid name. Like, P2. Fire your marketing director. I had Nightmare Before Christmas and the Nutcracker. Okay. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas. Now that is a good Christmas movie. I do feel like it's a bit more Halloween than Christmas, but that's just my feelings because it's centered in more of the Halloween town. But God dang, I love that movie, and my son loves that movie, and it's just awesome to watch him relive my childhood. My mom hated A Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, another honorable mention.
I've never been a big fan.
Another good Christmas movie that nobody ever thinks about. I just gave it to you, Caleb. What is it?
I don't feel like that's a real Christmas movie. There's Christmas lights in it and one dinner scene.
Right, but I mean it's non-traditional, but it's at the end with like the snow globe with the
Edward
snow around
Scissorhands.
her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so
That
weird. I
they,
can't wait to revisit it.
I'll be honest. The Nutcracker trailers, when I was a kid, like let me know I was in to watch a good movie, and I don't know why. Like I don't know what all movies the Nutcracker trailers were in, but I remember them.
Like, yeah, man. Yeah. Kevin got Edward Scissorhands. A weird movie I can't wait to watch. I don't know why I loved it so much as a kid. Thinking back on it now, I get what the movie was saying. I get everything that it was hitting. So weird. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I can't remember the old guy in the beginning that builds Edward. I can't remember his name. Vincent Price? Vincent Price? Right? Vincent Price,
Maybe.
wasn't it? I believe it.
Maybe.
Tim Burton really wanted to work with him, and there was actually more shot for him in that movie, but he unfortunately was too sick and ended up dying not too long after the movie. But I just cannot wait to revisit that movie. I just bought that not too long ago. So, but anyway, anything? Let's see. I got one for you that I make it a Christmas movie because Christmas is mentioned in it, and that is The Ghosts and the Darkness.
The what?
You've seen it? You've never seen The Ghost in the Darkness? Oh, Caleb.
Seen Ghosts of Mars.
Oh, that's a good movie. That is a good movie. But no, Caleb, I've got two or three copies of it. Yes, Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas. Yes, this is like right at the height of Val Kilmer's popularity, and right where Michael Douglas was starting to go downhill, and they met in this beautiful, based on a true story, obviously loosely. It takes place in Africa in a place called Savo, or 18 whatever. Anyway, these lions start attacking this town, and this town is trying to build this bridge, and so Val Kilmer's brought in to build the bridge, but then these lions start attacking, and he has to bring in Michael Douglas to help him with these lions. And it's like, I'm telling you, man, Jaws is my number one monster movie of all time, right? It's untouchable. Jaws is amazing. There are some days when I want to put The Ghost in the Darkness above Jaws. It is so good. I mean, I know Jaws is very, very loosely based on a true story, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ghost in the Darkness is based on a true story to where I won't spoil anything other than what, like the little bit I gave you, but I've got 2 or 3 copies of that, man, and one of them's going to you for Christmas because I freaking love that movie. Every time I see it at the pawn shop, I buy it. Every time I see that movie, and I see Death Sentence, and I see crap, what's the one? Not Fracture, Frailty. When I see those 3 movies at the pawn shop, I don't care how many versions of them I have. I buy them every time.
I actually had a copy of Frailty in my Amazon shopping cart, and then you gifted me a copy. And I was like, yes.
I love that movie. Bill Paxton.
Now I need to get...
Dude, that's directed by Bill Paxton with a little bit of guidance of James Cameron, Matthew McConaughey. Yep. Oh, my God. And then the bad guy from... hang on, time out. He was the leader of the gang, the Cowboys in Tombstone. He was also the bad guy in not Overtime. Oh God, what was it? It's not Overtime. It was Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he's also in a bunch of other stuff. But God dang, Powers Booth. Okay, yeah, rest in peace. I think he died 3 years ago, unfortunately. About the same time. I think he died right before Bill Paxton. Also, rest in peace. Anyway, man, I'm sorry.
I really want to get to Frailty, and I also want to get to Fallen.
Yeah.
Fallen, those 2 really movies. I feel like they have the same vibe. They have the same kind of concepts going around. Frailty is a way better film, but I feel like nobody talks about Fallen, and it's such a good movie. Such a
It
good
really
movie.
is.
Um,
John Goodman,
I
so
remember the
good.
first time I saw it, I was like, dude, this is so weird and kind of awesome. Ooh, another movie that makes me think of Christmas, real quick, that has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas is I See You with Sylvester Stallone.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I have. I think I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of. Oh, the one with Kate Beckinsale, Whiteout. I think is what it was. It's okay. It's okay.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, no, she was not in that. I would have watched it. I would know. I would know.
Uh,
I was a kid that
no,
watched
dude.
that movie way too young.
It's about a serial killer that happens to kill people, and Sylvester Stallone goes to rehab after some people are killed, and it's in this like igloo shelter thing that's underground, and it's basically like The Thing if it was a cop story. It's
Oh,
it's an interesting, fun, bad, good movie. Yep, I see you. Yep, love that movie.
yeah, I'll have to watch that. Okay, so it's a remake of First Power. Okay,
First Power.
interesting. Now, is that First Power is a movie, or is that like a? I'm assuming it's the movie, right? It's not a book adaptation kind of thing. Kind of like John Carpenter's Vampires is a reimagining of whatever dude's movie was, or book. But yeah, a movie.
Movie.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll have to look that up then. First Power. Where'd my pencil go? No. Hey guys, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Later on, if you're watching this, tell us your top 10. Give us some non-traditional Christmas movies. Give us some Christmas horror movies you like. What's a movie in the Christmas movies that you love that nobody else does? Something I didn't talk about was Gremlins too. We love Gremlins. I can't believe I didn't bring that up. Wait, do all the fun YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get some more R&R. We'll see you next time. We're out of here. Bye.